welcome to another Musical Theater Factory vlog. I am Josh Castille, and I'm going to be playing the role of Quasimodo. Who's Quasimodo? He's the Hunchback of Notre Dame, the guy that rings those bells. This is going to be happening at the Fifth Avenue Theater. I'm 23, and I'm from Louisiana. It's one of those southern states in the middle of nowhere. I joined the cast of Spring Awakening on Broadway, and I really enjoyed that experience. That show helped me get another show called Tribes, which happened at ACT Theater here in Seattle. So I'm very excited to be back here again for this spring, summerish sort of production of Hunchback. I'm very thrilled to be back. Quasimodo lives in a cathedral, and in this production, he is very isolated. He lives at the top of the church, and he's deaf because he's surrounded by these giant bells that are really damaging his hearing. So he feels very, of course he's deaf. He looks deformed, he's alone, he's a little scary to outsiders. Society in general would be scared of a person like him. But he decides to see what life is like outside the church, what it's like in the real world. Would people really be scared of him, or how would they treat him? So in this production, we can really get a look at what's inside of his heart. What kind of a person is he? What does his heart tell him? I'm really excited to bring in this character. Growing up, I have seen the Hunchback. As a hearing person, I always thought he was hearing. And as I got older, I thought, wait a minute. He lives in this church, he's surrounded by bells in this tower. These bells must be so incredibly loud, his hearing must be destroyed. He must be a deaf person. Of course, he might not be in the deaf community, he might not know sign language, but he does act like a deaf person in some ways. The way he behaves, the isolation. A lot of people, deaf people in real life, they don't have a lot of language. They don't have communication with their parents, and so they do live in a kind of similar isolated situation like Quasimodo does. They're limited by how they interact with their parents, which is similar to how Quasimodo interacts with Frollo. So I'm really excited that myself as a deaf person, can bring my personal experience, what I've seen in the community, and use our deaf stories and our deaf experience to really elevate this production. It's a story that many people know, but I hope that the hearing audience seeing me as a deaf person notice that we do have qualities that we can incorporate. We have a special flavor, a special sauce we can add to this story, and we can bring our own deaf perspective. It's going to be really amazing, and I'm very excited, and I hope that deaf people in the audience will look at me on stage and feel like, yes, that's me on stage. I feel so involved with this. Hunchback only has one deaf character, which is just me, but hopefully in the future we can incorporate more deaf actors into the performance. So I'm very, very excited to begin this new journey with Disney, with the Fifth Avenue, and in general, I really want to see you there. I want to see you in the audience looking at me ringing those bells. I know many of you are very curious. You want to come see the Hunchback. You're wondering where you can buy tickets. Will there be interpreters? Will there be captioning? No problem, got you covered. Go to fifthavenue.org. They have links at that website and lots of descriptions. You can buy tickets for the accessible shows, and by accessible, I mean the shows which will have interpreters and captioning. This play has only one deaf character, which is me, Quasimodo. The rest of the cast are hearing. There might be a little bit of sign language here and there, but there's not a lot of sign language, mostly talking and singing. So I suggest you come to the interpreted show or the caption show. Starting Saturday, June 2nd at 8 o'clock, they'll have interpreters there. Also June 9th, 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Also Friday, June 15th, 8 o'clock we'll have interpreters. Sunday, June 17th at 7 p.m. Friday, June 22nd, at 8 p.m., Saturday, June 23rd at 8 p.m. For the open caption performance, there's only one of those happening on June 21st at 7:30. So I suggest if you want the open caption, grab your tickets early. Make sure that you get your seats while they're still available. And if you need interpreted shows, those are still on sale as well. But please remember there's only one open caption show, so grab it if you need that. If you need audio descriptions, meaning that you are blind or you have some kind of visual impairment, I recommend Saturday, June 23rd at 2 p.m. So that's who I am. That's what's happening at Fifth Avenue. I hope you buy your tickets, sit down, and join me in ringing those bells.